Hi guys, this is my first Q&A ever and my second YouTube video ever, and I'm so excited to answer these questions for you. I asked people on my Instagram to leave me questions and I'm going to try to answer them. So let's get started. First question, how did you get sick? I actually had an adverse reaction to a vaccine, the HPV vaccine, and to be specific, I found out that speaking about topics like this is like discussing politics, and it's very controversial, and people like to put in their own opinion rather they've done research or not. A lot of people think that vaccines are the best things for you, and a lot of people think vaccines are the worst things for you. It just depends, and my only opinion on vaccines is do your research and find out what's best for your body and look up all the ingredients. And yeah, it's your body, so it's your choice. I found a quote because it is super hard for people to understand what happened to me because you're supposed to go to the hospital and get better, not get sicker. So, not everyone is allergic to penicillin, but it kills some. A bee sting may not affect you, but may kill another. Every vaccine is designed to affect your immune system. For some, that effect is devastating. All drugs can affect one and not another. No drug is one size fits all. And I think that describes vaccines and everything in general so perfectly. Tips for staying positive through rough times. Negative energy does nothing but drain you. So be happy and smile. I know it's easier said than done, but it works. Trying to get my doctor to test for POTS and dysautonomia. Any advice or tips? For people who are watching this and don't know what POTS is, it's a condition called postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome. I'll spell it out because it is pretty long. For the person asking, ask if they'll do the poor man's test in office. I'm not sure why it's called this, but it is. That's what I did, and when they see the results, hopefully your doctor will refer you to cardiology for a tilt table test. And the tilt table test will either officially diagnose you or cross that out. What are your go-to things when you're not feeling well? I have a lot of things, so I wrote down a few. Epsom salt baths, heating pad, rose water, laptop, coconut milk ice cream bars. If you haven't tried coconut milk ice cream bars, I highly recommend driving to the store right now and trying one because they're amazing and I love them, and it'll be your new obsession, I promise. And rose water, I have some with me right now. It is amazing, and I use it a lot for when my face is in a flare from mast cell. And when I have hives and rashes, it just really helps a lot. And it calms it down, and it also gives your face a natural glow, which who doesn't want a natural glow? And I also have a salt lamp. I don't know if you could see it in the video, but it's that orange thing glowing. I'm not sure if it's in the frame, so hopefully it is. What therapies do you use? I use IV therapy, essential oils, Zaz machine, yoga, and bouncing ball. I'll do a different video another day of what are all the tools and therapies I use and go more in depth of them because I think that'll be a good informational video. What vitamins and supplements do you take daily? I take biotin, coconut oil, evening primrose, fish oil, CBD, and THC. I do use marijuana medicinally. Take this every night before I go to bed, and I highly recommend it for anyone who can't take pharmaceutical medication because I can't, and this works wonders. I love it. It makes me sleep like a baby, and who doesn't want to sleep like a baby? Favorite movie? I have so many, so that is really hard. Most of my time is spent watching movies and TV on Netflix. What's on your bucket list? On the top, probably going to the Bahamas and swimming with wild pigs. I know I sound crazy, but if you look up Swimming Pig Island in the Bahamas, you will fall in love, and I promise you're going to add it on your bucket list. It's awesome. Favorite thing to help ease pain during a flare? I take a lot of baths with Epsom salt. I make sure I have my oxygen, some sweets if I have an appetite, and people that I love around me. Just to lay around and watch movies all day or sleep. I love taking naps because I'm so tired all the time, so that's usually all I can do. What makes you most happy? Laughing, for sure. I laugh all the time. My laugh is so annoying, and I feel bad for everyone who has to hear it every day. Tips on developing and maintaining friendships and relationships while navigating chronic illness. This is really difficult because I still struggle with this myself, but my number one tip would be communication. Communicate about everything, about how you're feeling, about why you can't do something, about your conditions, and vice versa. If you're not chronically ill, you need to tell your friend who is what they're doing and what can you do to help, and just stuff to figure out your relationship or your friendship. How are you able to talk about anything and have a smile while doing it? It takes more energy for me to be upset, and I don't have energy to waste. So I'm allergic to my tears, I'm gonna be honest. So that's a big motivator not to cry, because if I'm about to have a meltdown, I'll literally sit there contemplating if it's worth a burning, swollen face, and it usually isn't. So that is a big reason why I'm smiling so much. Do you ever experience short temper? Yes. My first year being sick, probably, I think that was like 4 years ago, it was really bad. But now I'm starting to notice my triggers and not be around things that I know are going to make me angry or have a short temper or aggravated or upset. I know my limits now, and I'm still working on it, but it's so much better than it was. Since you eat so clean, do you ever struggle to find grab-and-go foods? I did a lot when I first got sick. I used to have meltdowns in the grocery store because food is life, and I love eating, and I all of a sudden didn't have anything to eat. I used to eat very unhealthy and processed foods and refined sugars and soda and normal things that every teenager eats. But now I'm able to have a lot of snacks that I've found that don't collide with my allergies. So I have a lot of snacks now. And if anyone's struggling to eat clean or find good food that's good for you but also tastes good, I made a Pinterest board because it was requested on my Instagram a few months ago. I'll link my Pinterest down below, and then I'll write my username right here on the screen. And if you go there, I have a board for all healthy foods, and it's great. How do you push through fatigue? I don't. It's very hard, and you just can't do it. Some people can. I personally can't. Do you ever get depressed? All the time. Is it difficult not having the freedom to drive? Yes, of course. How does it feel to be dependent? Horrible. I'd rather be very independent and be off at college and be able to drive myself places and be able to cook for myself. My mom currently makes all my meals, and I can hardly make my bed without hurting. So it is a struggle to be so dependent at 20. What type of non-traditional medicines, doctors, treatments, practices, and therapies have you already explored? I've explored quite a lot, so I'm probably missing a lot of them. Functional medicine, chiropractors, IV nutrition, diet change, essential oils, CBD, THC, neurofeedback, and homeopathy. Once again, that's probably not all of them. What has been the most helpful and useful treatment thus far? Food, definitely. Food is medicine, and some people think that's totally crazy, but it is. You're either fighting your disease or feeding it, and I strongly believe that. First diagnosis. I actually had 3 at the same time. Narcolepsy and cataplexy, which come together, and CRPS. What has been the hardest part of having your illnesses? How have you overcome it? Definitely the isolation and judgment. I haven't overcome it. I take it day by day, and I am a sensitive person, so it does get to me sometimes. How long after the shot did you notice yourself getting ill? Immediately. Within 24 hours, I had a migraine, and I never get migraines or headaches. And since that day, it has not gone away. And it has been, I think it's been 4 years since I've gotten the shot. Do you enjoy traveling? If not, why? If so, what do you love most about it? I love traveling, even if it's just to Walmart. I love getting out of the house. I love being with people. I love just going to new places, and I love being outdoors. What's your usual routine if you wake up on a good day? To wake up and be downstairs before 11 o'clock. Plus eat breakfast on time and drink plenty of water. I'll usually FaceTime someone because I'll have enough energy to hold a conversation. And if I'm feeling really wild, I'll plan to go out with someone, which is super difficult. So it actually is, it's crazy. What's your usual routine if you wake up on a bad day? Usually I don't wake up till 3 or 4 in the afternoon because I'm not asleep until about 4 or 5 in the morning, even with medication. And once again, I don't take pharmaceuticals. So it is very difficult for me. And I always try to shower on a good or a bad day because it makes me just feel accomplished, like I've done and finished something. And I know regular people that are watching this are like, showering. Yeah, it is extremely difficult. Pros and cons of joining the chronic social media world. The pros: encouraging others and being encouraged by others from all over the world, spreading awareness and learning things for people struggling with my same issues. The cons: sometimes people think I'm obligated to be their therapist just because I am such an outspoken and caring person, but I can't be there for everyone. It's impossible. I still need to take care of myself, so I do feel bad when I can't answer DMs or answer a question. Or the hate: you are very vulnerable when you have a chronic social media because you're sharing your behind the scenes, whereas on regular social media, people share the cool parts of life like everyone wants to. So you do get a lot of hate because you do share a lot of things that are very personal and that people don't understand. What is the hardest part of dealing with chronic illness? People, for sure. You do get a lot of judgment, and you get people looking down at you. You get people stop being your friend. Family turns on you. It's crazy. It's crazy. People don't understand. So they either act like you don't have it or they act like you're crazy. I've had 4 bad encounters so far about being handicapped and not looking handicapped. The first one was when I was in a wheelchair in the grocery store, and this guy came up to me and he asked me if I was handicapped, which you shouldn't ask that in the first place. It's rude. And I said yes, and he said, no, you're not. I said, yes, I am. And he said, stop fucking around and put that back in the front. I was like, and it was a complete stranger. Like, why is he worried about me? I don't know. So that was my first one. The second one was 2 girls coming up to me saying I wasn't handicapped and laughing like it was a joke. And I said, yes, I am. And I was in a wheelchair with my crutches in the cart again. And they were like, no, you're not. I said, yes, I am. So they kept questioning me. And then another one, I was in a wheelchair in a health food store. And the cashier tapped my shoulder and she said, get out of that chair, girl. You don't need to be in there. And I was just like, okay. I am not a confrontational person, so I'm not one to cuss someone out or yell at them or call them out. So it is very hard for me when people say ignorant comments, which you do get a lot. And another one was when every time I'm shopping, I usually online shop because it is very difficult to go to a store, look at stuff, stand there, pick out clothes, and then go try it on for the right size. So on the rare occasions that I get out and go to the mall or stores, I ask for the handicap room because I am handicapped and it's a bigger bench that I need to sit on and rest. And it's hard enough to ask already because every time you ask, you do get a look like, but you don't look handicapped. So anyways, I asked for the room and she said, well, I need to take you to the other room on the other side of the store. And I was just like, okay. Like, the store was empty, so that was weird to me. And then when we were walking there, she said, I just need to leave the bigger room open in case an actual handicapped person comes. And I was just shocked. I was just like, oh my goodness, people are crazy. What has being sick taught you? It has taught me so much to not be so judgmental, to look at the glass as half full instead of half empty, appreciate everything. Appreciate everything I can do, whether it's getting in a car and going for a car ride, or getting up and showering before 2 in the afternoon, or being able to sit downstairs and watch a movie with my family. I'm so grateful for everything I'm able to do now, things I used to take for granted. Literally standing, brushing teeth is a struggle because you're standing, and that's super hard. It's taught me to be a better, all-around better, healthier person, and I'm forever grateful. If you could take away one of your illnesses, which one would you choose? Brain fog, for sure. If I didn't have brain fog and my brain worked properly, I'd be able to go to school, I'd be able to have a social life, I'd be able to do so much. I could probably write a book or start a blog if I put my mind to it. How was high school while being ill? absolutely horrible. That's the only word I have. The stimulation was crazy. There's lockers, there's kids. It's loud, it's crowded, it's irritating, annoying. It's hard for a regular teenager, so being sick and having no one understand, and this was before we knew everything that was going on, so we were pretty much clueless, and I had friends that I thought were my best friends, and they really weren't. And when I got sick, they just didn't want to be around me anymore because I'm not fun Courtney who can do anything and is laughing all the time. And I got bullied, my grades dropped, teachers thought I was faking. I couldn't keep up with my education, my social life, anything. I barely made it to graduation. I didn't go to any of the school dances. I went to about like 3. Prom was the first time I had a seizure. I actually had a seizure while I was getting my hair curled, which was insane. Wasn't able to make it to my junior year prom because I was in the emergency room, so I had to make it to my senior year prom. So I pushed myself to go to prom. For everyone who's chronically ill and in high school right now, I'm telling you, it's not like that exciting. I used to think it was the end of the world if I couldn't go to a football game or to a dance or go out with all my friends like everyone else, but it is not a big deal. There are bigger things than school dances and football games. So keep your head up. Everything will be okay, I promise. Have you ever struggled with mental health? Yes, I still struggle to this day. What are 5 facts about you? My facial expressions never really represent how I'm feeling, and I'm sure there's a couple of you that feel the same way. If I want to cry, then I usually laugh. And if I'm mad, I'm usually smiling. It's just the complete opposite as to what I'm feeling inside. So I'm personally very anxious to ever go to a funeral because that is a place people mourn and grieve and are very sad because it's a sad place to be, and I would be one deliriously laughing, not purposely. It comes out of my body, and I don't even mean for it to, so I am very anxious to have that happen because how do you explain laughing at a funeral? You can't. I have no filter. I'm very honest. I'm very open. If you ask me any question, I would answer with no problem. I can't keep secrets. I can't even keep my own secrets. So if you ever have a secret and you're tempted to tell me, please don't. I rarely wear dark clothes. I wear black when I have on leggings or yoga pants, which is all the time because I'm always wearing comfy clothes. I usually wear a lot of bright clothes. I love pink, blues, greens, yellows, everything bright. I just feel like I'm a happier person when I'm wearing brighter clothes. I know that's weird, and I know it sounds crazy, but try it and tell me if it works. I'm obsessed with sunflowers. They're not just my favorite flower, they're my favorite thing ever. I love sunflowers so much. I love them. I love them. I foster animals. I highly recommend this because it's super rewarding and cuddly and just all around wonderful. If you have a shelter near you, ask them if they have a fostering program, and mine personally covers bedding, toys, foods, vet bills, anything that the animal may need, and it's the best thing in the whole world. So if you don't have a lot of energy like me, I highly recommend fostering animals. If you love babies, I do babies, but you could do anything. You could do crippled animals, old animals, baby animals, anything. And I've fostered 2 pregnant guinea pigs, a ton of kittens, and a ton of puppies, and it's so nice because I can have them for a few days or a few weeks and then I could give them back. So if you have a shelter near you, please look into it. It's wonderful. Most annoying symptom, people. And I say people because that is a symptom of chronic illness. I know it sounds like I'm just being rude, but people think they know what they're talking about all the time, and it is an annoying symptom because people think they can cure you with something they read on Google or know about your disease even though they've never heard of it, or that it's not real because they don't know about it. People are very irritating and very negative and very rude. What mascara do you use? Your eyelashes are amazing. Thank you. I use Maybelline. I have it right here. And I highly recommend. It's amazing. I don't know if you could see my eyelashes, but it's really good. If you could get rid of all your diagnoses except one, which one would you keep? Food allergies for sure, because it's taught me to live an all-around healthier lifestyle that I most likely would have never gotten into if I didn't get sick and wasn't forced to eat healthy. What are your 1-month goals for your health? 3-month. I don't have any. I take it minute by minute. It's really hard to plan when you have chronic illnesses. And planning leads to disappointment, at least for me. What do you like in a doctor? What do you dislike? I love their honesty, and I don't like their arrogance. What is the best way someone can help support you? Truly learn about my conditions. Research it. This one girl who I went to high school with, and she was a year older than me, and she actually messaged me on Facebook a few months ago, and she's in nursing school, which is amazing in the first place. And she follows my medical Instagram, so diagnoses I have stick in people's head, which I'm so happy about. That's the point, raising awareness. And she had to go to a support group for her class, I think it was, and at work she heard of a POTS support group, and then it immediately clicked in her head. She remembered it from me posting about it, and she went to it, and she messaged me and told me she totally feels for me, and she knows so much more about it, and it just meant the world, especially because we never talked to each other. We maybe said hi in the hallway a couple times during high school, but I just think that's amazing. What's your favorite thing on Netflix right now? Anything romantic, and I love Friends. Friends is my go-to. Why do your legs turn red when you stand for too long? Blood pooling from POTS. It's caused by blood not moving around my body properly. It gets stuck in places like my feet, legs, arms, hands, because my blood vessels don't constrict properly. Blood carries oxygen around our bodies. When blood gets stuck places, other areas of our body stops getting enough oxygen. One of the reasons we faint is because not enough oxygen gets to our head. So a lot of people with POTS don't stand very long, and that's the reason why. I usually get blood pooling a lot after 2 minutes of standing or getting in the shower. I don't stand in the shower because it is very, very difficult, but literally just undressing and going and hopping in the shower causes my legs to be very purple and red and blotchy, and I actually have a picture, and I'll try to attach it in this video so you guys can see. What are some things you've changed in your life for the better since getting sick? Perspective in looking at food and looking at food as nutrition instead of something to fill my stomach. My perspective has changed immensely. I cannot even, it's like night and day. I used to look at the glass as half empty, and now I look at it as half full. I'm not judgmental. I take care of myself a lot more, not because I have to, but because I want to. I cherish small things like spending time with my family, being a good mood, being able to shower, being able to do my makeup, because it is very difficult. And I have a few more questions on my phone that I didn't write down. If you weren't sick, where do you imagine yourself being in life? I would be away at college in a sorority. That has been my biggest goal for the longest time. I always wanted to be in a sorority. That's where I'd be, living it up, living life, being a 20-year-old, being excited about turning 21, because as of now, I cannot drink alcohol. And I know that's not all about what 21 is, but it is very exciting, just like when you're 16 and you can get your license. Your favorite thing someone's ever told you, or favorite quote you've ever read or seen. My favorite quote ever is, if you can't find the sunshine, be the sunshine. And I honestly think that everyone should live by that quote. I live by it every single day. Not everyone realizes how contagious moods are, and if your mood's positive, it just makes everyone around you more happy, and it attracts more optimistic and nice, positive people in your life. And who doesn't want that? Like, who wants to be surrounded by negativity? Not me. So, next time you can't find the sunshine, be it. And have you ever contemplated suicide? Yes, I have. It was a very hard time in my life, but I'm also very open, and as soon as I was feeling that way, I let my whole family know, I'm feeling like this. I don't want to feel like this. This isn't a feeling anyone should feel like. I need help. So I went and I got help, and it took a while for me to get better, like it does with anyone. And a lot of people that are feeling that way aren't open about it, because it is a very vulnerable thing, and it's very personal, and it's hard to tell people. if you are feeling suicidal right now, I just want you to know that you aren't alone and things do get better. And I know that it's super cheesy and everyone says that, but I'm saying that with all honesty. It does get better. And my mental health has never been as good as it is now. Even though my physical health is garbage, my mental health is amazing. And I'm not bragging, I'm just saying it takes hard work, and you have to want to get better. Your life will change immensely as soon as you put in that effort, and it is easier said than done, but I truly recommend. And if you feel like you're alone, send me a DM on Instagram and we can totally be friends, and you could talk to me about it and you can vent to me. And yeah, so thank you guys. That was the end of my very first Q&A. Thanks for watching the whole video. It means the world to me that I got so many questions in the first place. So yeah, thank you so much.
I want to get louder, I got to get louder. We about to go up, baby, up we go. We about to go up, baby, up we go. We're blowing up speakers, our heart a little clearer. We about to go up, baby, up we go. We about to go up, baby, up we go. I want to